Did you know that if you truly believe you're broke, even if you win the lottery, you'll end up poor again within just 2 years? Sounds crazy, right? But let me tell you this story. There was a young man who lived in constant anxiety about money. He worked hard, saved every penny, yet the feeling of lack never left him. Every single day, he asked himself, "What do I have to do to make more money? When will I finally have enough like everyone else?" One day, someone led him into a vast room and told him, "This is going to change your life forever." But the room was pitch dark. Frozen in fear, he whispered, "I have nothing, I can't see anything. Please help me escape this poverty." Then the guide simply said, "You lack nothing. You're sitting in the middle of your own treasure. It's just the lights are off." And when he turned on the switch, the room lit up. Surrounding him were gold, riches, abundance. It had always been there. The only difference was, now he could see it. It sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it? But in truth, so many people are living exactly like that. They have everything and still feel like they're lacking. Not because they don't have, but because they can't see. Their minds are clouded in darkness. They never turn the light on. They never see the abundance, nor do they understand the principles of true wealth. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. The universe is an orchestration of energy, and money is no exception. Money is not something you have to burn yourself out to get. It's energy, and energy is never in short supply. Everything is energy, and energy is always abundant. There is always enough money for everyone. There is no such thing as scarcity in the universe. Yet millions of people, maybe even you, stay trapped in a cycle of lack. They make money with a mindset full of worry. They dream of wealth while carrying self-doubt, shame, and fear. They send out signals like, "They'll have enough, I'm poor." And the universe, completely neutral, simply mirrors that same frequency. Well then, let's keep you in lack. It's just like a radio dial tuned to the wrong station. The frequency of abundance has always been available within you. But you've tuned in to the channel of poverty, and now you complain and blame. What you don't realize is, the dial is in your hands, not in anything outside of you. In this video, I'm going to help you tune it back to the right frequency, not through theory, but through a truth that is already a universal law. You have never been in lack. You just haven't been connected to the wealth and abundance inside of you. And once you know that secret, everything begins to change. No more struggling, no more begging, just pure connection, and the flow of abundance starts rushing your way. Now, you could stop watching this video right now, but if you do, you'll choose to keep living in the dark. You'll go back to the same old patterns, same old fears, still stuck in that endless question, when will I finally have more than enough? Worse than that, you'll pass that sense of lack on to your children, not with words, but through the energy field you emit every single day. You don't teach them to feel poor, but they feel your poverty. And just like that, an invisible loop begins to repeat itself, generation after generation, learning how to fear money instead of believing in the abundance of the universe. At this point, it's no longer just your problem. It's become inherited poverty. But here's the beauty of it. You have the power to break that cycle right here, right now, in this very moment. All you have to do is stay, open your heart, and listen for just a few more minutes. Then flip the switch. Reconnect to the universe. Reconnect to the energy field of abundance that's been sleeping inside you all along. Welcome to Spiritual Signs. I'm truly grateful because out of the millions of videos out there, you stopped at this one. And I don't believe that's a coincidence. It's a sign, a signal, that you're about to enter a powerful shift in your relationship with money. You've probably heard it many times before. Money is energy. The universe is infinitely abundant. Change your frequency and money will come. But let's be honest, all of that sounds vague. And despite trying everything, you still haven't seen real results. You still have unpaid bills. You still count every dollar with fear in your heart. You still hold quiet dreams of financial freedom, but you don't dare speak them aloud, afraid others might call them unrealistic. You don't want to live in lack. But sometimes it feels like you're one step away from giving up and settling into a life of permanent scarcity. I understand that feeling because I've been there too. I know what it's like to carry resentment and disappointment. To try so hard and still see no money. To question your worth. To tell yourself, maybe I'm just not as lucky as others. And just when I was about to give up, to surrender to a life of endless struggle, I met someone who changed everything. My mentor. A wise, deeply respected soul who helped me unlock the power within me and completely transform my financial reality. I discovered the real reason I had been trapped in poverty, and I started shifting it one step at a time. Within just 6 months, opportunities started flowing into my life. Within a year, I paid off all my debt, and now I have a dream career. I earn a 6-figure monthly income. I live in constant abundance and true freedom. I have a beautiful family, a soul-aligned partner, and together we built our dream home from absolutely nothing. And that is why I created this video. Not to teach you something new, but to help guide you back to the path of wealth that God has already laid out for you. The secrets I'll share with you here for free are the same ones I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn from billionaires and wise spiritual masters. School never taught us this, because this wisdom has been passed down through sacred texts, holy scriptures, and ancient cultures for thousands of years. And here's one truth I know for sure. Most of us were taught that to have money, you must work extremely hard, sacrifice endlessly, and hustle nonstop. We were raised to believe that money is only for the very smart or the incredibly lucky. So, when we fall short of what we desire, we start blaming. We blame our situation, we blame our background, we blame not being smart enough, good enough, and in the end, we blame ourselves. You are living in a society that programs you with scarcity, that money is limited, that wealth is something you must fight for, that it's hard to be rich. But what if everything you've ever believed about money was wrong at the core? The issue is not that you're incapable. The issue is that you were handed the wrong map. Imagine trying to find your way around Los Angeles while holding a map of New York. The more you walk, the more lost you become. The harder you try, the more exhausted you feel. And eventually you say, I'm useless. I'll never get there. But the truth is, the problem isn't you. The problem is the distorted money mindset the world has fed you. Lao Tzu once said, when you realize that there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Wealth doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from reconnecting with the power within you. You are not a poor person trying to become abundant. You are an abundant soul, simply reconnecting to your own prosperity. And I promise you, this is not empty theory. By the end of this video, you'll break free from every false belief about money that society has programmed into you. But I must warn you, this truth is not easy to accept. You might feel resistance. You might even want to reject what I say, because what you'll hear here challenges everything you've believed your entire life. You'll have to face truths that are hard to swallow. Things no school, no system, and no society ever told you. Let me be clear. Not everyone is ready to believe this, but those who do, They tap into a level of wealth far beyond anything they ever imagined. I'm not here to promise you fast riches in a day or a week, like so many others. I'm here to speak truth about money, to help you heal the root of financial struggle and release the false beliefs that have led you down the wrong path for so long. I want you to know that money can flow to you as naturally as breathing. Just like my teacher used to say, oxygen money. Let money come to you as freely as oxygen. It's not meant to be scarce. It's not meant to control or hurt you. Please, use the techniques I'm about to share with purity. Use them to help yourself, to help your family, to help the world. But never, ever use them to harm others or for selfish gain. Because if you do, that energy will come back to your life with even greater pain and chaos. So I ask you, watch this video all the way through. Listen closely. Don't skip, don't fast forward, because sometimes even one missed moment can cause you to lose the most important piece of the puzzle and completely misunderstand the truth I'm sharing. All is energy, and energy is always abundant. Everything begins with one simple truth. Everything is energy. Every single thing in existence is energy. It's all vibrating waves, resonating at different frequencies. Energy is not created and it cannot be destroyed. It exists equally everywhere all the time. It doesn't disappear. It simply transforms from one form to another. And that source of energy, it never runs out. You, me, and even the dollar bill in your hand. We are all made of energy. We all come from the same source. And we are all part of the greater cosmic flow of the universe. Science confirms this. You are a magnificent structure of trillions of cells, each cell made of atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, and deeper still, subatomic particles that constantly vibrate at various frequencies. You, in essence, are made of the same elements as the sun, the moon, and the stars. You are an inseparable part of this energetic universe, and money is a part of that network too. You are a living broadcast tower. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every word you speak is an energetic signal you send out into the field, and the universe will always respond, matching the frequency of your broadcast with corresponding experiences, opportunities, or challenges. If you emit the vibration of lack, I don't have enough, I'm scared of losing money, I don't think I'm good enough to be rich, you're sending out a low frequency, and the universe, like a mirror, responds with more lack. But if you shift the signal, I know I'm supported, I am already enough, I'm living in a flow of abundance, you raise your frequency and align yourself with the field of wealth. Imagine walking outside every day wearing a pair of glasses. When you wear the lenses of scarcity, the world looks empty. Everyone seems better off than you. You compare. You feel envy. You shrink and begin to blame the world for your lack. But if you swap those lenses for the glasses of abundance, suddenly you'll see the world flowing with possibility. You'll see opportunity everywhere. Wealth is no longer something far away. It becomes something you can reach for anytime. In Dr. David R. Hawkins' Map of Consciousness, a groundbreaking fusion of neuroscience, energy physics, and applied spirituality, he spent over 20 years studying and measuring the energetic frequencies of different human states. He created a scale from 0 to 1,000, where each emotion corresponds to a specific frequency on a logarithmic scale. According to this map, low-frequency emotions like shame, 20 Hz, guilt, 30 Hz, fear, 100 Hz, anxiety, 125 Hz, anger, 150 Hz, obsessive desire, 125 Hz, and exercise of 30 Hz, end quote, all generate heavy, low vibration, and they tend to attract repeated negative experience. financial loss, broken relationships, delays, illness, resistance, and a constant feeling of not enough. On the other hand, higher states of consciousness like courage, 250 Hz, neutrality, 250 Hz, willingness, 310 Hz, acceptance, 350 Hz, love, 540 Hz, joy, 600 Hz, create lighter, stronger vibrations, and naturally attract positive things, new opportunities, supportive people, creative flow, health, and financial blessings that arrive at the right time. High-frequency emotions and thoughts include love, gratitude, passion, joy, excitement, enthusiasm, hope, contentment, abundance, happiness. While low-frequency states include boredom, frustration, worry, disappointment, anger, jealousy, hatred, despair, fear. When you truly understand that your emotions and the frequencies you emit are the energetic code that shapes your entire magnetic field, you will begin to see the world with completely new eyes. You'll realize this. Very useful. You don't need to change the world. You only need to change your inner world. And here's the most miraculous truth. The universe doesn't play favorites. It doesn't choose who's worthy or unworthy. It doesn't reward the rich or punish the unlucky. The universe is not emotional, it's energetic. It simply responds fairly and precisely to the frequency you emit, according to the law of attraction. That means anyone, yes, anyone, can align with the flow of abundance that is always available. No permission needed. No waiting for someone to give you a chance. All it takes is your belief and your willingness to tune in. You are not lacking. The truth is, you've never been lacking. You've just been looking at life through the lens of scarcity. In reality, you've been sitting in the middle of a treasure vault, a limitless cosmic kitchen, filled with every raw ingredient the universe has to offer, just waiting for you to use them. Let me offer you a powerful image. Imagine you are a chef inside the grandest kitchen in the entire universe. Not a tiny bare-bones kitchen. Not a pantry that's missing ingredients. No, you're standing in a space where everything you've ever needed is already there. From the simplest spices like love, gratitude, and belief, to the finer ingredients like opportunities, people, inspiration, health, and ideas. All of it is here, right now, abundant, overflowing. There is no shortage. The universe never says, "We're out of flour today, cook something else." No, the universe is an endless supply room. You can choose anything at any time and create the life you were born to live. You don't need to ask for more. You don't need to hoard or beg. You simply need to open your eyes, recognize the treasure that's already here, and reach out to create. Because the only thing you really need is not more ingredients. What you need is the right frequency and unwavering belief. The belief that I have the right to cook whatever life I desire. The vision to say, I am not limited by circumstances. I am supported by a limitless source of energy. Every day you live is a dish you're cooking. Do you want something sweet and warm? The ingredients are there. Do you want something bold, colorful, free, and wild? Still, the ingredients are there. Do you want a life that's prosperous, abundant, authentic, and generous? That recipe has never run out. But if you live by the old recipe, with limiting beliefs like, I'm lacking, I'm poor, I need someone to give me more, you'll only end up cooking meals that are bland, stiff, and unsatisfying. Not because the ingredients were missing, but because the chef used the wrong recipe. And that's the moment you need to pause. Take a deep breath. Look at your hands and ask yourself, am I cooking the life I actually want to live? Because when you're clear about what you want and you desire it with full heart, The entire universe will rise up to meet you. In the world of energy, there is no such thing as lack. Not ever. Money, opportunity, abundance. They don't just disappear. They are always there, always flowing around you. You just have to tune in. And once you do, everything begins to appear. That transformation always begins from within you, from what you believe, what you feel, and what you broadcast every single day. Neville Goddard once said, "Nothing comes from the outside. Everything originates from within." Let me offer you a mantra. And if you truly practice it, money will begin to flow into your life and keep flowing into your pocket endlessly. You don't have to pay me. You don't need to enroll in some expensive course. You just need to accept this gift, write it down, and repeat it daily. This mantra is incredibly simple, but don't let that fool you. It is powerful beyond words. Here it is. Can hear goal, plus I believe I can do it in the shortest time possible. For example, if your name is Joe and your goal is to earn $200,000 a month, your mantra would be, I am Joe. I believe I will earn at least $200,000 a month. I believe I can do it in the shortest time possible. You can replace it with your name and your financial goal. Whether it's $5,000, $200,000, or even $2 million, the number doesn't matter. What matters is how many times you repeat it each day. You might ask, how many times is enough? Here's my honest answer. 500 times a day, that's the minimum. Sounds like a lot? It's not. Each sentence takes only 3 to 5 seconds to say. That means, in 1 minute, you can repeat it 12 to 20 times. So if you dedicate just 25-30 minutes a day, morning, noon, evening, you'll be reprogramming your energy field over 500 times daily. This is not some mystical chanting. This is a powerful energetic tool to shift your frequency from fear and doubt to belief, expansion, and magnetic attraction. Let me be real with you. In the beginning, it might feel useless. You'll say the words, but you won't believe them. You'll speak them, but they won't feel true. And that's completely normal. Why? Because those old scarcity beliefs, the ones that have been buried in your subconscious for decades, are still there. They're like dark clouds that haven't cleared yet. But if you stay consistent, if you keep repeating, if you refuse to quit, a new energy field will begin to take form, and it will grow stronger each day, until one day, you'll believe it with your whole being. There's a powerful verse in the Bible, one that speaks about faith and how even the smallest belief can move mountains. It says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Matthew 17:20, New Testament. Faith is the secret. It is the one thing that determines whether you live in the frequency of abundance or the vibration of lack. All the tools of the law of attraction, visualization, imagination, journaling like the 555 method, quantum leaping, they all serve one purpose: build faith. To train your subconscious to believe in what you're attracting. But let's be honest, not everyone is good at visualizing. Not everyone understands vibration or quantum energy. I've been there too. I tried everything, but it felt too complicated and I failed completely. That's why the mantra I just shared with you is different from all the usual affirmations. It's not just a statement. It's a breakthrough tool, designed to help you overcome the biggest block to attracting money, the silent resistance hiding in your subconscious. Here's what usually happens. Let's say your current income is around $5,000 a month, but your goal is $50,000. Now, if you say an affirmation like, I am a money magnet, I earn $50,000 consistently every month, It sounds powerful on the surface, but almost immediately, a voice inside you starts whispering, "How is that even possible? That's crazy, not realistic at all. It's never happened to me, so how can I believe it?" That is inner conflict. The old beliefs about lack, unworthiness, and self-imposed limits immediately rise up to fight your new goal. And when this resistance keeps repeating over and over, what happens? Your new goal dies prematurely. The new belief doesn't get a chance to grow. It gets eaten alive by the old belief. Eventually you give up and conclude, affirmations don't work. But here's the magic behind the mantra I shared earlier. It's structured in a way that bypasses your subconscious resistance. Let's break it down. I believe these words gently open the door to faith. They don't pressure you to prove anything. They simply say, I choose to believe this. I can achieve this. It sets a clear intention, but it doesn't force anything. It gives the mind direction without overstimulating your nervous system in the shortest time possible. This is the key. It doesn't lock you into a deadline. Not 1 week, not 1 month, not even 1 year. It removes the pressure of when and opens up a flexible timeline, one that the subconscious can easily accept. There's no forcing, no rigid expectation, no anxiety around time. And because of that, the mind doesn't resist. The subconscious starts to absorb it, gently and consistently. Now, here's what happens when you repeat this mantra daily. You shift from, I don't believe, to maybe I can believe. Then from maybe I can believe to taking small actions. From those small actions, you start seeing new results. And with every result, the belief grows stronger, like a seed watered day after day. You no longer have to force belief. It begins to live in you naturally. And from there, you take action not from fear, but from certainty. Now, let me share with you technique 2 to rapidly raise your vibration of abundance. Listen closely and write it down. Technique 2, giving the clearest declaration of, I already have. In the world of energy and vibration, every human action emits a specific frequency, and the frequency of wealth is rooted in abundance and the willingness to give. Look at the wealthiest people on earth. The richest people in the world always give, and they only get richer. Bill Gates has donated over $50 billion to charity, yet his fortune keeps growing. Warren Buffett has pledged to give away 99% of his wealth, and his net worth continues to rise. Now, you might feel confused. You might think, well, of course they can give, they're rich. If they were poor, they wouldn't have the means to give at all. If I'm struggling financially, how can I possibly share with others? Wouldn't that just make things worse? It doesn't make sense. But hold on. Let's take a step back and look at this through the lens of ancient wisdom. Have you noticed? Every major philosophy, spiritual path, and universal law emphasizes the power of generosity, of giving first. In the Bible, it says, a generous person will prosper. Proverbs 11:25. In Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Giving is the very first test from God. If you believe and dare to give, if you help those who are in need, the divine, through the laws of the universe, will return it to you many times over. In the Quran, Islam teaches the principle of zakat. Giving is not just encouraged, it's a divine obligation. Every Muslim in the Arab world is required to give 2.5% of their annual income to support others. And Allah promises to return wealth many times over. This is why many billionaires in Dubai, Iran, and across the Middle East live lives of immense luxury and wealth. In Jewish culture, there is a powerful principle called tzedakah. the sacred act of giving at least 10% of one's income to sustain financial flow. Jews make up less than 0.2% of the global population, yet they hold over 35% of the world's wealth. Coincidence? Or is it universal truth? You see the pattern? All major spiritual traditions tell us to give. And this isn't just spiritual, it's energetic. It's psychological. It's vibrational. Think about this. You only give when you feel like you have. You only share when you believe you're not lacking. So every act of giving, no matter how small, becomes a bold declaration to the universe. I am the flow. I have enough to share. I am not afraid of lack. In that statement, you don't have to write it down or shout it out loud. You only need to feel it in your heart, and the universe will respond. But here's the key. How you give matters. Mother Teresa once said, "It's not about how much you give. It's about how much love you put into the giving." If you give just to receive something in return, you're making a transaction. If you give out of fear, guilt, or to be recognized, you're operating from a low vibration. But if you give from a place of true love, if your desire is for others to be happy, healed, and abundant, then you're radiating one of the highest frequencies in existence. Try feeling it this way, simply and sincerely. Just pause for one moment before you give. Place your hand on your heart and silently say, "I hope you become rich. I hope you are loved, healed, and fully abundant, just like me. I hope this whole world becomes wealthy and joyful." In that moment, your entire energetic field shifts. You are no longer a seeker. You become the source. You become a living channel in the universal flow, an active piece of the greater abundance meant for everyone. The frequencies of love, generosity, gratitude, and compassion are the highest on the map of consciousness. Someone who lives in the vibration of love, 500 Hz, can radiate energy 750,000 times more powerfully than someone living in fear, 100 Hz, according to Dr. David R. Hawkins' research. These frequencies don't just light up your nervous system. They activate the quantum field around you. And that movement draws money toward you, so you can do more good for this world. So how do you begin? Starting today, create a daily habit of intentional giving. Give with presence, with emotion, with energetic purpose, a heartfelt blessing, a warm smile, a small amount, $5, $10, $20, as long as it's filled with love. A meal, a hug, or a minute of full, present listening. And every time you give, whisper to your heart, "I already have. I'm living in overflow, and I wish the same for everyone." This isn't charity. This is an energetic ritual, a vibrational realignment to help you live as the abundant being you already are. If you truly want wealth to come into your life, not just quickly but sustainably, then begin with the simplest yet most powerful act. Give with unconditional love. Let me tell you the story of my dear sister, a woman like so many others, gentle, quiet, enduring, always carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders, holding her family together through life's endless storms. When she came to me, her life had hit rock bottom. Her family was shattered under the weight of debt. Her husband had lost a large sum to gambling and alcohol. Then he fell seriously ill, bedridden, unable to move. She was left to care for him and their 3 young children, all on her own. The only home they had ever owned had to be sold, just to afford his medical treatment and cover the overdue debts. They moved in with relatives. No money left. No strength left, almost no hope left. She came to me in a state of total collapse, ready to give up on life itself. There was no light left in her world, and so I gave her the mantra I shared earlier. I told her only one thing: Repeat it. Anytime you have a free moment, repeat it silently or aloud as often as you can. She did just one thing every single day. She repeated this simple affirmation. I have enough money to buy a new home and take care of my family. I believe I can do it in the shortest time possible. She wrote it down. She spoke it out loud. And most importantly, she repeated it daily, sometimes up to 1,000 times a day. She told me that in the beginning, her mind resisted with all its strength. But still, she kept going. Not because she was certain it would work, but because she knew if this didn't work, nothing else would. And the best part? It cost her nothing to try. And then, little by little, her world began to shift. Her husband, once thought beyond saving, began to improve. His medical numbers, which once caused doctors to shake their heads, started to recover in miraculous ways. His mood softened. He became gentler, more loving. No longer angry, no longer bitter. One of her relatives, who owned a small restaurant in a tourist area, fell ill and could no longer run the business. So he offered to transfer it to her at nearly a third of its value, and even let her pay it off slowly in monthly installments. She took it on. She learned while doing. She wasn't a business expert, but she showed up every day and welcomed every opportunity the universe brought her way. Every day she ran the restaurant in the vibration of love, generosity, gratitude. She began giving from the simplest, smallest acts. A hot meal for a poor worker. A small percentage of her weekly income placed in a gratitude jar to give back. A silent blessing whispered in her heart. May others be wealthy and at peace, just like me. She applied all the basic techniques and she did it with heart. And within just 2 years, she had reached her goal. She paid off every last debt. Her husband, now fully recovered, found a real estate agent and bought a new home for them. It was even warmer, cozier, and better located than their old one. He started working again. He became supportive. He became loving. They became partners in every sense. Her family was restored, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. No lottery, no miracles, no savior came to rescue her. It was simple. She changed her frequency. And the world, gently, precisely, responded in kind. And now I want to share with you one more technique. A technique that is absolutely essential on the path to raising your abundance frequency. Technique 3. Gratitude, the powerful force that activates abundance. If there is one energy that's simple yet powerful enough to transform your entire life, it is gratitude. Not frantic effort, not complex strategies, but a quiet, deep inner state. One that syncs you with every good thing you've been seeking. Money, opportunities, health, relationships, and peace in your soul. When do you usually say thank you? Is it when you receive a gift, a payment, someone's help, or a kind piece of advice? Most people only feel grateful after receiving something. They express thanks after the fact. That's just human habit. But in truth, it's a passive way of receiving. True gratitude is different. Gratitude means you're already in the state of receiving now, which is why anyone who practices gratitude proactively is energetically aligned with the message. I already have what I desire. Albert Einstein once said, "Every day I thank over 100 people, because everything I have comes from the efforts of others." He didn't say that because of tradition or politeness. He said it because he understood. Gratitude kept him connected to the highest stream of energy, to the infinite source of creativity, wisdom, and abundance. Those who truly understand gratitude also understand this. Nothing is created by you alone. Everything you experience is a co-creation. It comes not only through your effort, but through the help of others, the support of nature, the harmony of all living beings, and the grace of the divine. You are not the one creating it all. You are simply the channel through which it flows. Without others, without people, plants, water, air, sunlight, you would not exist, and no success in your life could ever happen. Think about it. You are here today not because you created yourself. You were born through your parents. You were raised with care and nourishment. You have been sustained by countless meals and thousands of breaths every single day just to become who you are now. When you really understand this, you'll see how much you are constantly receiving from everything and everyone. You'll begin to sense that every force in the universe is quietly supporting you, every hour, every day. You'll merge into the flow of the universe. You'll reconnect to the infinite stream of God. Whether you realize it or not, you've been receiving more than you could ever count. But if you stay unaware, if you focus only on what's missing, if you complain rather than appreciate, you'll lose what you don't value, and you'll lose it fast. You don't need to wait for something big to feel grateful. You can do it anytime, while washing your face, while driving, while lying in bed at night, because gratitude doesn't need conditions. It only needs presence. Gratitude brings you home to the abundance that's already inside you. You can start now. Be grateful that you're still breathing. Be grateful that you have a job that gives you income. Be grateful that you have delicious food every day. Be grateful that you've discovered this truth, the real wisdom that raises your frequency and activates your wealth. Every day, choose to spend just 5 to 10 minutes in gratitude. Because those who live in gratitude always feel full, always feel empowered, and are always quietly blessed with more by the universe itself. After everything, here's what you need to do. 1. Write down 1 or 2 of your most urgent, heartfelt desires, something you truly long for from deep within your soul. 2. Craft your personal mantra using the formula you've learned. I believe I will achieve your goal in the shortest time possible. 3. Starting today, repeat this mantra at least 500 times a day. Do it with gratitude, give with love, and hold the frequency of I already have. Practice it. In just 10 days, you'll start to feel the first shift. After 30 days, things will begin to improve. And if you stay consistent for 3 months, you'll rebuild a belief so strong it will guide your wealth for the next 10 years. Now, you are no longer just someone who watched a video. You are standing in front of 2 doors, and no one else can choose for you. The first door is the old path. You can close this video, return to your regular routine, back to your old thoughts, your old beliefs, and your life will likely remain the same. The second door is the door of transformation, the choice to consciously create a wealthy life from within. The universe won't choose for you. The universe only responds. The moment you make the choice, a new current begins to move. So make a promise to yourself right now that you won't let this lesson be just a fleeting burst of inspiration, that you won't return to the old comfort zone where your soul once struggled to breathe, that you will take action, repeat, give, be grateful, and live as if you already have it all. Because the truth is, you already do. You are whole. You are complete. You were created from the seeds of light, love, and the infinite power of God. I wish for you not just to hear this message, but to become the vibration of it. See you on the next part of the journey, where abundance doesn't just arrive, it floods every corner of your life.